Welcome to Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. Good afternoon. It's a great day. Hey, thank God it's Friday, folks. That's right. It's June 16th and a couple days before Father's Day. So I want to say an early happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, all the stepfathers, all the fathers who are up in heaven watching. Um, my dad died many years ago. So, Dad, I miss you. I hope you're doing well. And all the other fathers who are not with us anymore and all the fathers that are here. Because we were saying before that Father's Day doesn't really get its due. Mother's Day, obviously, mothers are mothers. That's the way it is. But they never really get their due Father's Day. Every restaurant's got Mother's Day brunch and they got, whatever, which is well due, of course. But the fathers sometimes need to get a little bit of something too. You don't see too much with that. So happy Father's Day. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. Remember, the show is on Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have guests. Tuesdays, we shoot the shit with you. And Thursday, folks, my lovely co-host, my lovely wife, Laura Ocean. And check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609. Now, today is Friday, which means it's guest day. So we're bringing up a very special guest. Her name is Charisse Paisani, and an incredible voice. She's the niece of my good buddy, John Boom Boom Faso, and we're going to have her on in about 10 minutes or so, talking about what she's going through and stuff with her school and being acting and some singing and theater and everything that she's trying to do. So I'm excited to have her on. Anyway, folks, remember, let's get right to it. Every show is dedicated to the first responders. Thank you so much for what you do, and it's dedicated to people like you who get a chance to actually sit and watch the show. We really appreciate it. Now, you can see us live on the Tony Ocean Facebook page. We're on the Mo Carrara page. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn, and we're also on the Ocean's Pit page. So, everybody that's watching now on all 5 formats, if you can, push the button and share it. Let everybody know about Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. I want to thank everybody for showing up last night at Venuti's in Addison. Wow, what a crowd. And I think what saved it, Venuti's is a hit or miss. I love it. Frank Venuti is fantastic for bands that play there. Sometimes it's really big, sometimes it's busy, sometimes it's slow. And I thought for sure with the summer, because the weather I think helped everybody come inside. So that was really cool. Anyway, Double T, Tony Toto, Danny Ramonde, Jerry Jams. The band was on fire. Thank you for Lisa P stopping by for Sing a Couple. Laurie and Franny, it was great seeing the closer, Susan, and everybody out there, folks. We really do appreciate it. Also, Anna Margaret, thank you from Tiny and Tall Dog Rescue. You know how much I love animals, folks. Almost Home Foundation is what I do most of my volunteering for. But I always like to help all animals, folks, and that's what it's about. All right, let's get to our sponsors. Without our sponsors, that is, we're talking about Ace Hardware, Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, or Warrenville. Buy local and shop local, folks. And they just came up with something special just for the Ocean's Pit Tony Ocean fans. All right, with Father's Day right around the corner, Ace Hardware is offering a $10 bonus Ace gift card with the purchase of a $50 gift card. This will be going through June 19th. All Weber Genesis grills are $100 off, free assembly and delivery. This is an ongoing promotion. Ace Rewards exclusive 25% off any one regular price item under $50 till June 19th. Oh, Ace Hardware's got it all, folks. And remember, get $20 off any grill by saying grill your ace off. That's right. Grill your ace off and get $20 off any grill at Ace Hardware, Norwich, Des Plaines, and Warrenville. Remember, Ace has been helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. How about our good buddy, some Gorelli Pavement Service? Gorelli knows the curb appeal of your home and business, largely affected by your concrete and asphalt. We also complete asphalt replacement for residential and commercial lots. They also do driveways. Give my friend Barb or Laura a call for a free estimate. That's Gorelli Pavement Service, 815-271-5835. 815-271-5835, servicing Illinois, Wisconsin, and Indiana. That's Gorelli Pavement Service. Oh, Ocean's Pit, folks. Now, tonight, we got a busy coming up. Now, we're not going to be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse tonight. We usually are every Friday, but tonight, a private affair in North Riverside with my good pal Jeff Dubray. Tomorrow, Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy will be there tomorrow night. That is the 17th of June. Jesus, I'm so crazy today. Anyway, so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's Double T, Tony Toto, Danny Ramonde, Cherry Jams, and special guest, Christian Knievel. She is the granddaughter, of course, of the great late Evel Knievel and the daughter of the late great Robbie Knievel. She's making her singing debut with us. Now, she sings all around, but the first time she's actually singing with the Main Event Band, that's going to be tomorrow in St. Charles, 8:30, Showtime, oshows.com. And folks, let's not forget what's going on in January 2024. You know when you guys will be out here freezing your ass off. You know where we're going to be. Tony Ocean and the Main Event Band and my other band, of course, Mojo's Jukebox, will be joining Seventh Heaven. That's right, Seventh Heaven on a 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise. We're going to be on the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, the biggest ship on the water, folks. The biggest ship on the water as of today. It is called the Wonders of the Sea. It is 4 football fields long. That's how big this ship is, folks. It's going to be 7 nights of fun right on the water, folks. A lot of music, a lot of fun. We're going to start off in Orlando, Florida. Then we'll be off in Coco Cay, Bahamas. Then we're going to St. Thomas and St. Martin. That's Chicago Music Cruise. Let's say hello to some people watching today. Erica, Franny, great seeing you, my dear. You and Laurie, you guys made the night. Thank you so much. Mark, how you doing? Zoe's in the house. You have your birthday cake ready. My good buddy Danny Nozak celebrating a birthday today. And the way Danny lives his life, he celebrates his birthday every day. So Danny, my good friend, happy birthday to my good buddy Danny Nozak. There's a shot waiting for you tomorrow night, my brother. Daryl Armenstein, the professor, he'll be there also with us tomorrow night at Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy. Mary, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Richard, Carol, Rosanna, great seeing you last night. Thank you for bringing your friends. And I hope the Journey songs went well for you, honey. Thank you so much. Johnny Faso, Boom Boom, is in the house. We have Indiana, Wisconsin. We have Santa Barbara, California. Iowa's in the house. Jersey's in the house. Holy cow, we got some new ones here. Joanne, happy anniversary, my good buddy. Oh, yeah, look at that. Felicia and Rosa, 33 years married. I don't know how you do it, but God bless you guys, man. 33 years wedding anniversary. You got to love it, folks. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. And our guest coming up in about 5 minutes, folks. We're talking about Cherise Paisani. What a great voice, a youngster. Got a bright future ahead of her, and we're going to see what she's up to. I'm excited about that. I hope you guys are doing well. Well, thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for putting the introduction in. I appreciate it, folks. Another anniversary is going out to our good friends, John, of course, Gianardo and his lovely wife. 40 years married. Happy anniversary to you guys. Really very good. Love it. So happy to see so many people happily married. It's good. All right. So a lot of good things still coming up, folks. What I'm so happy to know that people are still going out and supporting live establishments and local establishments as well. You know, with the flu that was there in 2020, some people call it COVID, some people call it the flu. Anyway, whatever your thoughts about the whole situation. Anyway, for a while, even like last year, people were still a little afraid to come out of the house, but everybody seems to be coming out more and more. And they're going out and supporting local establishments and live entertainment, which I think is very, very important. So we're very, very excited about that. It's good. We need to go out there and keep doing. Vivian Paisani's watching. Vivian, hello, my dear friend. I hope you're doing well. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Kathy, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Dana, welcome. What an exciting summer you have in store. Dana, it's going to be a busy one. And we're lucky. We're working almost five nights a week. So we'll keep going. We got to keep doing what we're doing. Now, before we bring up Cherise, folks, big gig we got coming up next week, June 22nd. That's Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. People remember Mars. It's still out there, Mars Resort. It's fantastic. Now, we're going to be Thursday celebrating their 100th anniversary. It's a Thursday night. It's not going to be at Mars. It's going to be at the Riviera Ballroom, which is downtown Lake Geneva. It's going to be a great event, folks. Now, besides myself, John Ludi, the Delight Duo, and some other group, there's like 4 bands, 4:30 showtime. It's going to be a lot of fun. $125 per person. You know what that gets you, folks? It gets you all the booze you can drink, all the food you can eat, and you know Mars makes some great food. And of course, all the free boat rides on the ferry boat ride. I don't know if you can call it that anymore, but anyway, the boat ride that takes you around Lake Geneva. So that's going to be a lot of fun on the 22nd of June, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, on a Thursday night, celebrating an anniversary for Mars. Yes, going to be fun. Oh, thank you, Erica, for reminding me that. June 29th will be at Lake Geneva Concert in the Park on a Thursday night as well. That's the following Thursday, and we'll be there with Bill Saratella and Jerry Jams. It'll be a lot of fun. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. You know what time it is? It's time to bring up our guest. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here she is. Let's say hello to Cherise Paisani. Cherise, how you doing, honey?
Oh, I'm so good. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for being on the show. Now, Cherise, where are you right now? Are you in Chicago? Where are you at?
Yes, right now I am in Chicago. I am in my home in Edison Park. Lived here for my whole life.
Gotta love
Yeah.
Edison Park. We were just there last Saturday at a place called Tavern on the Point. Beautiful, and John and Vivian. So all right, so let's just get right to the bottom. Where were you born, hon?
So I was born right here, right in Chicago, Edison Park. Yeah, I was born 2002. I'm 20 years old now, and I've lived here my whole life. So, I mean, except for as of right now, I'm going to college, which we'll get to, but that was a big
Yeah, we'll
adjustment.
get to. There you
Yeah.
go. I'm sure it was. You were actually. So you have a big family.
Oh yeah. Big Italian family. I live in my house with both my parents and my older brother Giacomo, which is a very Italian name as well.
Sure,
And
sure.
my dad's side of the family is very big and Italian, like Johnny Boom Boom Basso. He's my uncle, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. There's some great people, but you know what? People might not realize this growing up in an Italian family. And I know you're only 20, but still, I mean, it's loud.
oh
Not,
yeah,
it's loud, right? That's what can try to explain to some people that maybe. I mean, they see the movies, they see stuff like that, and sometimes I think that's a little overreacted. But
Mhm.
give me a regular day in your home, Italian home.
Italian home. Let's see. Well, I wake up after everyone else, so I'm woken up to a lot of voices in the morning. And then I come downstairs about noon, and yeah, it's always there's always something going on here. I feel like the epitome of what I would describe our family to be is on our family vacations, which can be very chaotic. So every year we go to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, which is
Okay.
kind of, yeah. And it's like 30 of us. Like
Yeah.
there's like 30, 40 of us Italians all in this small little resort.
Okay.
And we've been going on this vacation for since my dad was, I mean, a baby like my age. And so I've been going my whole life, and so has half my family, but we all shove into this tiny little, used to be a very like tiny family owned, like not very well known resort. And we just take it over. And we're at the pool every day, and you're just like, oh, there's the Pisani, Faso, there's the family. They're strutting down to the beach now, and we take over all the boats, and we make these huge reservations, and we have this talent show that we put on, and it is the most chaotic.
Well, you know what? And that's the best part of it. It's fun. Now, Charisse, do you speak Italian, read it or write it at all?
I wish I did. I've been to Italy twice now, but I've picked up, like little words. I wish I did.
Sure. Sure.
But in high school, I studied Latin because we didn't offer Italian, so I thought maybe that would help me
Right.
learn it because of the
Sure.
roots. But
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Well, that's okay, but you still got it in
Yeah.
you. Now, growing up, who influenced you? Was it someone in your family influenced you to sing and act, something like that? Did you get the bug from someone like that? Or was someone on TV, an actress, a singer? Where did it all come
You
from?
know, I don't know. My mom says I came out of the womb singing. So I think I've just grown up probably, I would say it was probably a mixture of things. I was a big Disney Channel kid. I loved my Barbie movies, and there was a lot of beautiful woman singers, Disney princesses. I've always loved Disney. Um, yeah, I don't know if there was a singular person specifically. I think I kind of picked it up at a very young age, and I think
You got it. Do you remember like the first song that you sang that you liked, that you like learned, like the whole words and everything too? Do you
well, I do
remember?
know one of my famous songs has always been because The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney movie, and I loved Princess Ariel, so I had memorized word for word "Part of Your World" at a very young age. But also probably a Barbie song from one of the Barbie movies.
Mario movies. You know, my kids will say, "I've never seen The Little Mermaid. I have no clue
Oh,
what that
really?
is." Uh, yeah, and I know that they just came out with a new one that's getting a lot of slack
Yeah,
because they changed a little bit. Have you heard about the new one? What is your reaction on the
I
whole thing?
haven't seen it yet. I'm excited to see it. I heard some of the animation is kind of funny with like having the fish be real fish but talking, and so yeah, I want to go see it soon and form a good consensus on it because I love it. I love The Little
Yeah,
Mermaid.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, so you've been singing. You do what you do. I think you're trying to get in some acting. You moved to not moved to Texas, but you went to school in
Mhm.
Texas. Now, coming from Chicago, an Italian family, going out to Texas, it's got to be like, whoa! It's got to be completely right. So, explain that. What are you taking in
So
college?
right now I'm getting my bachelor's in fine arts in theater, which is an interesting degree. So my family makes fun of me because I take classes like voice and speech, and I take hip hop, and I took tap this semester, which I took a practical costuming class where I was learning how to sew costumes, and I had all my cousins making fun of me, being like, "Oh, what was your final? Making your apron?" Like I was like, "Yes."
Well, you got to ask me. So I got to ask you. Well, what is hip hop?
Hip hop is a style of dance, so it's yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay,
It's more of
okay,
like
okay.
a poppy.
It's not that. It's not the stuff that you hear on that radio stuff. That's horrible. None of that stuff, right? Okay, okay. I just want to make sure. I thought hip hop was like Snoop Dogg and all that stuff. You know,
You
something
know,
like that.
could be. It
Anyway,
could be. But
it could be. All right, there you go. So, what's it like in Texas out
oh my
there?
gosh, it is so different. Moving there was quite an adjustment. I'm always being commented on for my accent. Everyone says, "Oh, you're from Chicago, aren't you? Oh, what is your accent?" And I never noticed before until I got there. And
Yeah,
I think they all have accents.
yeah,
So it's really funny.
yeah.
And then I feel like every time I come back to Chicago, my accent just gets stronger and stronger. And then I go back and they're like, "Oh, there it is. All my friends make fun of me."
There, yeah. You know, my son goes a lot of Texas for work, and he loves it out there. He'd probably move out there if he could. Would you move out there if you could?
I'm not sure yet. I don't know if it's where I'd want to live after college. I really like it because I'm in Fort Worth, Dallas, which is a pretty urban
Hmm.
area and like a lot is going on. And they have a very good theater scene, actually. So if I did end up staying there, I wouldn't be upset about it. But I do think I want to try moving somewhere else just to try, like New York or LA.
Yeah, well, I noticed that. That's one of the things you said you wanted to do is go to New York and LA. Because of the theater and music, is that why New York and Broadway and all that? That's why you'd want to go out there. I mean, have you been to those two places at
I've been to
all?
LA, but I still have not been to New York. Me and my mom wanted to try to go this summer to kind of
Mhm.
test the waters and see if I'd like it. I just hear it's a dirtier Chicago, so that's what I'm kind of
Well, I don't know. I've been there many
Okay.
times. I love New York. It depends. It depends where you're at. There's certain parts of New York that's good. I love their food. Some of their food better than I like the food
Ooh, okay.
here. So of course I'm going to get slack for that. And I'm a diehard Yankee fan, so I get slack for that as well. But anyway, yeah. If you had your pick of New York and L.A., which one would you like to go to?
I think as of just off my gut instinct, I think I would wanna go to New York just because I think that's just there's so much going on there, and I feel like I would regret it if I didn't try, you know? And I know it's
Yeah,
expensive,
yeah,
and if all fails, I could just move back to Chicago, and there's a good theater scene here too, or even
sure.
Texas, you know? But I really like New York, at least the sound of it. I mean, I like a lot of things happening and a busy city, so I think I would have fun, but
You will definitely learn something over there. And what I always say about New York is, if you have an idea, you can go to New York. Someone will give you money or something, or help you. You can make a career in New York because they take, which is very important. So it's a tough what you're trying to get into. Theater and Broadway and acting and stuff like that. Do you have a favorite actress, Sharice, that you like? Is someone that you follow?
my favorite actress.
How about a favorite vocalist? How's that?
I love well, I've got a few right now. I love,
All right.
Ariana Grande is probably one of
Okay.
my favorite, artists.
Sure.
I
Sure.
think she's
Yeah.
amazing, and she started on Broadway, so I think it's cool that she dipped into all these different genres. I think that's really cool. But right now I'm really into this artist. She's a very new artist. Her name is Lizzie McAlpine, and she does more like contemporary kind of chill music vibes, but her words are so poetic. I love her. I just saw her in concert in Texas.
And you like her a lot. So she's like the up and coming thing right
I
now. Is
would
that
say
it?
so. Yes. She's definitely
Okay.
gaining.
Very cool. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Sharice Paisani with us, folks. Time for a sponsor. Stay right here, folks. Let's get to our good buddies from Roy McCampbell, attorney at law. If you're looking for a lawyer, Roy McCampbell is the man. Give him a call at 708-275-4264. Let's not forget Laura Ocean Solutions, increasing profits while reducing credit card fees. You'll never have to shop again with Laura Ocean Solutions. Deutsch Power Center out of Elgin, Illinois, servicing the construction and diesel industry in the Chicagoland area for the last 100 years. That's Deutsch Power Center, 224-276-6550. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Sharice Paisani, all the way from Texas, going to school in Texas, actually, here in Chicago. Sharice, growing up, did you have support with your family thinking that this was something you might want to do for a living?
Yes, actually, I feel very lucky. My parents and my brother, well, my brother is also very interested in the TV, film industry. So it kind of I feel like has run in the family. I know a lot of my family members know how to play musical instruments. My cousin is a DJ. We all like music and art in some kind of way. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of parents aren't supportive of getting a theater degree, which I
Sure.
makes me really sad because I feel really lucky that my parents have been really supportive and they think
You need to, and I think that's like with my parents. Well, my mother always supported what I did. My father, when I left the bakery, wasn't
I
happy. But I think that to get what you're getting, what you're trying to get yourself involved with, the more family that supports you that you get, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to continue. Because you got a tough road ahead of you there on that.
yeah.
And I wish you the best of luck on that. It's fantastic. Now, I know you're thinking about theater and film and stuff like that. Now, theater, man, we did an off Broadway production called The Pack Is Back, and you know what? Are you good with memorizing lines and all that stuff? Because that theater stuff is very,
Oh
very
my gosh.
difficult.
Yes, I was most recently at school, I in our theater fraternity, I was in this play called The Wolves, and it was a play about a women's soccer team, and I was the team captain. And it was probably the most complicated play I've ever been in because we'd each have like one word lines that would pop out of nowhere. And you don't just memorize your lines, but you have to memorize everything that comes before it. So you know when you're coming in. Yeah, theater is quite a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially when you're trying to go into New York City Broadway. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
and one thing you find out about theater, we have a lot of different types of guests on this show. And, it's funny when it's not funny, but when you have one of these critics, as you would
Hmm.
call them, if they just don't like maybe the way you look or the way you sound, or maybe you had a little bad day that night, they can destroy somebody's career and they can destroy a play's career just by, it's horrible that a critic has that much power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. So I don't know so much in movies, but I do believe it's very powerful in the theater world.
Yeah, no, I honestly, that's not something I really thought about, but you're right. I mean, that could destroy someone's career like that. It has a lot of influence.
Yeah. So let's hope for the
Yeah.
best there. All right. Now, did you do something for Ron Onesti? What did you do just recently, last year or
Yes,
something?
in the winter, I was in my own like one woman show Christmas cabaret. So yeah, so I
Okay.
pretty much I went up there and I sang a few classic Christmas songs, a few modern Christmas songs, and then I sang a song that I actually wrote, which I had never done before. So I performed at Ron Onesti's in it wasn't in the Arcada or it wasn't in the Speakeasy, but it was at the Displays Theater in the
Okay.
upstairs. It was I guess it was a speakeasy. It was a really
Yeah.
cool vintage looking
Yeah.
room. Um,
Sure.
and then I
Sure.
performed
Yeah.
at Lisa's Club Cabaret as well, which is kind of near me in Edison Park. And that was really cool too. It gave me some great performance experience in a public setting in that way because I've mostly done
Yeah.
theater, on a stage as a
Yeah.
character.
So what do you see the difference between the theater when you're doing a character and when you're out singing being Charisse Paisani?
When I'm out being myself, I mean, I love being myself. I love just kind of just talking to an audience as myself and who I am, and that's
Sure.
something I think I'm trying to learn to incorporate into my characters more, to put my own twist on them and just know that they're like part of me as well as their auras and their lives.
Sure.
So
Sure.
now that I've started performing live as myself, I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun and I think it's more of a I can kind of customize my set to be what I want it to be and what story I'm trying to tell. It can help me get a little more creative as well.
Well, and it's important. It's very important to let people know who you are. I mean, because when you're going to do theater, now you got a big thing coming up in October at the Texas Education Theater. They got something going on over there at the let's see, for Ellis Island is the play,
Right.
right? It's the Bash Hall Theater, October 22nd in Dallas. Are you playing Italian immigrant coming from Italy? I mean, coming from Italy to Ellis Island, coming to New York.
Yeah.
Are you excited? That's pretty
I'm
exciting.
really excited. It was, one of my professors puts on the show every year and he always picks one or two students in the program to be in it. So this year he asked me to be in it and I was very honored. And so it's a paid performance. It's an educational theater for a bunch of the public school systems, but my parents are coming down to come see me in it. But I mean, when I was getting more information on it, I was just getting more excited. It's in this very famous, well-known theater in the Dallas Fort Worth area called Bass Hall. It's
Bass
just
Hall, okay.
beautiful, and it's where all the touring musicals come in. So like Hadestown is going to be there in the fall, and I just can't believe it. And I'll be one of the challenges though. I think is going to be interesting is I have to tell my character's name is Lillian Galetta, and I have to tell her story word for word what she said in the interview, which is like a 5-minute monologue. But I have to time it exactly with the orchestra. The Fort Worth Symphony Orchestra is going to be playing behind me.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I'm
That's
really
fantastic.
excited.
Yeah.
And I have to memorize not only my lines, but their orchestral accompaniment. Because if I speak over their big crescendo, then they're going to be real mad at me.
They'll be
Yeah.
mad at you. Is this based on a real
Oh,
person?
yes. They're all real people.
Mhm.
There's about
Real people.
nine,
Okay.
I think, nine real life Ellis Island immigrants portrayed in the show. And they're all different ages. Some of my professors are in it. There's like a child in it, I think. Yeah, and that's one reason too. Me and my mom were like, "Oh, maybe we could go to New York this summer because Ellis Island, and we could go see it. That would be
Yeah,
cool."
so you can see it. Yeah, I mean, after reading the character and after looking at the character and finding out everything they went through, uh, it's had to be very tough for our grandparents
Mm.
and grandparents that come to you here from Italy. My parents did. It had to be very tough. What do you think of that story of
Oh
this Lillian?
my gosh, me and my mom were doing some research, and we just had tears in our eyes. It's so beautiful, and just to know that that's my heritage, it makes me proud to feel like that's where I come from. And this girl that I'm portraying, I feel like she has a very comedic style to her, but she also, at the end, it's just so heartfelt. And she describes the moment because her parents moved to America before her. And she describes the moment where they finally reunite at Ellis Island. And it just sends chills. I hope I can do her justice with that.
Well, you know what, and I'm sure you will. And you know what, for the people that actually get there and got to reunite, it's fantastic. Some of the people that did get there and not reunite and lost their
Yeah,
families too. I mean, the whole story is just
I know.
horrible back then, and that's what I used to hear from my grandparents and from my parents. Very difficult. Sharice Paisani is in the house with us. I'm going to throw a couple singers at
Okay.
you, and I want you to just give me. And I these might be a little older singers, but I'm sure you
Okay.
heard of them. Uh, are you a Pink fan?
Pink? Oh, yeah. I
Pink.
like pink. Yay.
Okay. Are you a Lady Gaga
Oh, I'm a
fan?
Lady Gaga fan.
Italian. She's Italian American. Absolutely.
Woo!
You got to. Yeah. There you go. Are you a Taylor Swift
I
fan?
would say I'm a Taylor Swift fan. Yes.
You
I
would
would. I
say.
wouldn't say I'm one of the. I didn't get to go see her in concert, but there are some Swifties, that they are very hardcore. I'm not a Swiftie, I would say, but I am a Taylor Swift fan.
Okay, so you are very
Yeah.
cool. Well, that's good. I mean, you got to love all types of music. At your age of 20, if you had a choice between theater or film or anything like that, which TV, which one would you like? Would it be theater?
Ugh. As of right now, I think my heart would say theater, but I'm definitely also interested in TV and film. Like I was an actress in our student film association at school last year, and I was in a short film, and I was the leading lady, and it was called Mac the Oracle. And I was pretty much a very smart kid who went to MIT and graduated early, and I create this machine, and it's kind of like a fortune teller. Like someone can ask it yes or no questions, and it'll give you the correct answer. And anyway, but that was my first experience in like a film setting, and it was very different because you don't have to memorize lines like theater. And on the theater you're supposed to be very expressive and very large
Yeah.
emotions and projecting, but on the film it's supposed to be like you're just talking to a person. So that
Right.
was
And if it doesn't work, they can say cut, and we can do
right.
it again. In theater, there is no cut in
Exactly.
theater. You know what I mean? Do you have anything coming up that people can come and see you here in
In
town?
town, this summer I've kind of taken things easy this summer because I feel like I this might be my last summer really spending time with my family and friends in Chicago. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of been dedicating this summer to like work. I'm working at my uncle's restaurant, uh, Richie's in
Okay,
Schiller Park. I'm a
absolutely
hostess
one of the
and a
best.
waitress. Yeah. So,
Richie's fantastic, and don't forget Vera.
oh,
What an
my
incredible
grandma
lady! Top, she is top of the line over there.
is the boss.
Absolutely, she's a great lady. Um, Sharice, you know what? What a bright! I think you got a bright future ahead of you. You got to make sure that you don't ever give up on your
Thank you.
dreams. I'm just going to ask somebody because I asked my kids, and they're a little bit older than you. Most of them are, but I'm asking with the way the world is right now, and I know you're and I know kids are a lot more smarter than we were. They learn a lot more quicker and everything that's going on. What do you, with school and different things going on in life here? Are you, I mean, there is a big difference. And what's your take on the way things are going right now in this country at the age of 20 years old? Because you guys are our future. So anything in mind that you want to say or anything? I'd love to get a perspective on someone a little younger as
Yeah.
well.
You know, I'm trying to think. I I think it's important that I mean, like you said, I feel like my younger generation, I think it's important that we're all trying to go to school and get degrees and trying to, really prepare ourselves to be the next leaders of the country. Um, you know, I think that's a great question. I think it's just important that we all choose kindness and open-mindedness. I don't think it's good to be so stuck in one mindset all the time, and I think it's important to try to listen to other people's perspectives and consider where people are coming from. There's a lot going on in this country right now.
Yeah. Well, being Italian, though, and you have a lot of old school relatives, I mean, they got to be, I mean, it's hard to break that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know I'm one of them. I'm one of those. It's very hard to break that mentality or break, that's why sometimes it's nice to get some fresh new ideas and stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
think, sometimes talking to some of my family members, we definitely can disagree on some things that are going on, but that's okay.
Sure.
I think it's important to have disagreements because it shows that there's more to learn and there's more you can educate yourself on. Like I'm constantly teaching. I feel like I'm teaching my parents new things every day and they're teaching me new things every day. And we're just trying to
Sure.
help
Yeah.
understand each other. And I think,
And I think you hit it right on the nose there. I mean, if you both learn from
yeah,
everybody, like I tell the younger generation or something, I say, listen, we're not smarter than you. We just screwed up a lot more, and we've been through a lot. You know what I mean? So we can say, man, you might not want to try that or whatever. So you got a great point there. Boyd says a great comment here, and I love this. Boyd comes up with some good stuff. Larger the foundation, the taller are the building. And that makes a lot of good sense. Sharice, I want to thank you so much for your
thank you so
time. I
much.
know you're busy doing your stuff, and I hope I get to hear you sing sometime soon. And you
Yes.
know what? Your family, the Vera and Richie, and of course Johnny Boom Boom and Vivian and
Oh, yeah.
everybody there, been good friends of mine for many, many, many years. You're very blessed to have a great family like
Yeah.
that. Now, when you have one more
Yeah.
last question, when you get someone in your school that comes up to you that might be interested in the singing or the theater, would you tell them, yeah, try it? What kind of advice would you
Oh, yeah.
give someone who might be coming up underneath you or younger than
I
you?
would say if you're passionate about it, you should go for it. And if it doesn't work out, you can always fall back on something else. Like if I don't book anything in New York, I'm gonna waitress. I mean, now I've learned how to waitress. It's always good to have like a little backup plan, but also I feel like what I've just been telling myself is you really only do live once. YOLO, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you'll regret it if you don't. I think the what ifs kind of will sit with you if you don't at least try. So
It's very, very important. And one last question: how do you deal with the food? There's no Italian food out in Texas. So what do they do? Do they ship out Johnny's beefs to you? I mean, what do you, did your parents send any of that stuff out to you? I mean, what do you do out
I'm
there? I mean, do they got good pizza out there? There can't be any good pizza in
yeah,
Texas.
there's one place that I found that's okay, but yeah, the
Okay.
Italian food is it's different. It's very different.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah. Very
I'm
different.
known for at school making my pasta. I'm like known. I'm
Okay.
known for my protein pasta specifically. And
Okay.
I just top it
Okay.
with my little cheese and sometimes sauce. So that's what I'm known for.
I got it. Are you a good
I would
cook?
say I'm getting better. Yeah.
Did you get that? Where did you get that from? Mom, dad, grandma? Where'd you get that
Mm.
from?
Maybe a little mix of both. My dad's really good on the grill, which is something I wanna learn. Well,
Okay, very good. Well, you know what, Sharice, thank you for your time.
thank
You know what, you're a smart kid. You're going to go far. And remember, like you said, just never give up on your dreams and forget about the what if. You just got to go and give it the best,
right.
And maybe Uncle Johnny can bring you to one of my gigs sometimes. Come up and sing. That would be
That'd be
fantastic. We'd love to
great.
hear
I would
that.
love that. I would really
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, Sharice Paisani, thank you so much, honey. Appreciate it. You have a great
You
afternoon.
too.
God
Happy
bless you.
Friday.
Thank you so much. Vivian Paisani, everybody, thank you so much for being on, honey. This is Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. And let's get back to another quick sponsor, folks. How about our good buddies from Don Esteban Cigars out of Tarpon Springs, Florida? Hand rolled for Father's Day, folks. Get them. You'll get them the next day. Call Javier, 727-366-7536. Tell him Tony O sent you. That's Don Esteban Cigars. And let's not forget our good friends from Trico Hair Experts out of Rosemont, Illinois, recreating great hair days. 773-999-7888, folks. Armando's Supermarkets in Elgin, Illinois. Buy local, shop local, 925 Liberty Street. And Mike and Gigi from Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair for all your collision and auto repair needs. That's crashchampions.com, everybody. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Hey guys, the great, if you just missed it, Charisse Paisani, what a young talent, very bright. You know, I mean, that when I see people like that and the mentality that they have and the answers they have like that, I feel that the future is going to be okay. Because if you got younger generation of people that think that way and try to be open-minded, but you still have to remember there's still old customs that sometimes it's hard to break. So if you can be somewhere in between like that and try to positive and keep going, I think everybody's in we're in good shape. So that's good. Ocean's Pit little show next week. Thank you, Dennis. Happy birthday. We got some birthdays, but before we do that, let's get down to some other stuff here, folks. I want to say prayers to my good buddy Dakota, your sister up in Las Vegas, man. I hope you're doing well. Hope your sister does well. God bless you. Happy 50th anniversary, 50th birthday to Willis Tower, folks. Willis Tower, that's right, Willis Tower, downtown Chicago, 50 years, folks. Unbelievable. Don't forget, tonight is a private affair, so we will not be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse, but tomorrow we'll be at Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy with Daryl Armenstad, Jerry Jams, Tony Toto, Danny Raimondi, the Main Event Band, and Christian Knievel will be singing with us. It'll be a lot of fun. Johnny G, what's up? That's right, Willis Tower, better known as Sears Tower, which I still call it that. Vivian Chow, my dear friend. She was fantastic. That Charisse Paisani, what a smart kid. Very, very cool. All right, folks. What kind of, let's say people that love music out there. Now, when you're listening to music, sometimes, or it's even like an actor. This could be an actor. This could be an actress. This could be a musical group. You like the way they look. Or you like the way like a lot of women, like George Clooney. If he was not a great actor, I think people would still watch him because of the way he looks, right? Name a bunch of groups that people used to watch because of the look. Sometimes not necessarily the talent. Now, most of the people that I'm going to mention here, most of them have talent, but you know what I mean? Boy, I love that. When Bon Jovi first came out in the 80s, everybody loved him because of his hair and the looks. They all loved Bon Jovi, and good-looking guy, right? They liked his songs. So a lot of bands that made it because of the way they look. I mean, let's look at Wham! When that first came out on MTV, their videos and stuff. People watch Wham! Because of the way they looked. Duran Duran is on top of that list for all you people that remember the 80s when he came out with their suits and they had their certain hairstyles and they were the thing. Everybody loved Duran Duran. Whether they liked their music, they liked looking at these guys. Bay City Rollers back in the 70s. How about the Beatles when they first came? It turned a lot of people off with their long hair and stuff like that. It really wasn't long, but a lot of people, a lot of girls loved that. They loved them for the way they looked. And of course, they had great music. So you got to remember that too. Elvis Presley, when he came on, shaking those things, shaking those hips. Backstreet Boys, Menudo, New Kids on the Block, NSYNC, Madonna. These are just some of the bands that when people like the girls used to love these guys, NSYNC, New Kids on the Block, all this stuff, Menudo, Backstreet Boys, because of the way they looked. Flock of Seagulls, Iran, I love those guys. But the way they looked, sometimes even better than the song. And because they were good looking, the song might even suck, but the song is good because they're good looking. I mean, that happens, right? I mean, that's got to happen. I'll be there at 6 a.m. to get a front row seat. Glad the city finally booked you for good weather. It's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun, Dennis. Thank you for that, brother. Dick Sage watching. Dick, happy birthday, my brother. Dick, how you doing? Robert, your general, what's going on, my dear friends? Okay, now they're going back to music, folks. Woodstock, 1969, 1970, Woodstock, New York. People were saying that a lot of the acts they're all high when they're on stage, folks. I mean, that is like a miss. Why would anybody even put that up 25, whatever, 30 years later, that the people that performed at Woodstock were all screwed up? They were all high. Of course they were all high. It was Woodstock. Flowers and they were all gone. Carlos Santana was completely high while playing at Woodstock. No shit. I think they all were. How about this, folks? U.S. House panel voted to raise the commercial pilot, that's the airline's pilot, retirement age to 67. So now that you're an airline pilot, you got to go till 67 years old. They're going to give you to retire. That's what made their performance great, right, Richard? Ryan Lewis, my good friend, what's up, brother? Once I remember something that somebody told me about the Grateful Dead. Grateful Dead, you have to be a diehard Grateful Dead fan. Either you like them or you hate them. I don't care for Grateful Dead, but they still have a big following, and they had a huge following when they were still doing their stuff. But one of the funny things that someone said was after some of their fans stopped like doing drugs and stuff and stopped whatever it was, they looked back and listened to that music again and go, boy, that band really sucked. Funny stuff, folks. But yeah, 67 years old, retirement pilots. I think they need to do that in Congress, right? There should be, when you're 65 years old, whatever it is, time to retire. Some companies call you into the office. Bob, come on down. Here's your watch after 50 years. Here's your check. Bye-bye. Congress, right? We need a cutoff, 65, maybe whatever. We need to come up with a cutoff time for anybody to be up in Congress. Be running for president or anything like that. Some of those people have been there forever. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, talking about the way this country is and talking away by people are hiding stuff. I mean, look at this, folks. I mean, the amount of money that J.P. Morgan, they reached a settlement. J.P. Morgan Chase reached a settlement on the Jeffrey Epstein case. To pay as much money as they did on this case, ladies and gentlemen, what are they hiding? How worse can it actually be that they're coming up with this money as hush money? I mean, it's horrible to understand what's going on with this. And it's just mind-boggling to me how they just keep coming up with this hush money and keep putting things underneath the carpet. We're talking about kids here. This Jeffrey Epstein is the kid. I mean, we're talking about Epstein's Island. We're talking about that. We've talked about it before. It is outrageous. Not only in age, but term limits are a must. There you are, Richard. I believe that term limits are important too. You're right. But for them to cover up this big settlement, J.P. Morgan Chase, big settlement here, folks. I mean, millions of dollars are being paid here for a hush money, and they're willing to pay that much money to bury this stuff underneath the carpet or to get rid of it. How bad could this be? To hide a book or a notebook that Epstein assistant had with all the names of people on this island, to hide this book that no one's ever heard of and no one's seen, or we're never going to see it, and all those names on there. How many people could be on that list has got to be mind-boggling and very, very disappointing. Very, ugh. I would just, I mean, there was a list that I mentioned a couple times on the show, but it's just to the point where, my God, everything that's just behind it that you don't think that would ever happen. Crazy. Let's get to some other stuff. Mr. Dick Sand, my good friend, celebrates a birthday today. 80 years old, my buddy Dick. Say It Again with Dick Sayed, my buddy. Danny Nozak, happy birthday, my brother Danny. God bless you, brother. Richie Mancini, former chef of Cafe Clemenza, celebrates a birthday. Morgan Freeman, one of the great actors and the best voice for or you ever think what God would sound like? Morgan Freeman. God bless you. Morgan Freeman celebrates a birthday. Country legend Waylon Jennings celebrates a birthday. Sam Aramonte, Judge Sam, his lovely wife Deanna, celebrates a birthday. Happy birthday. Harry Nilsson, of course, one of the great singer-songwriters, of course, part of the old John Lennon group. Harry Nilsson, the Beatles loved the Harry Nilsson, Without You, and many other, Everybody's Talking, many great songs. Tupac Shakur celebrates a birthday. The Ultimate Warrior, WWF Wrestling out there, Ultimate Warrior celebrates a birthday. From the TV show Roseanne, Laurie Metcalf, who plays her sister, 67 years old today. My good buddy Sonny Gorelli out there, buddy. Your son Johnny. Happy birthday, Johnny Gorelli. And last but not least, Stan Laurel of Laurel and Hardy. It certainly is. Happy birthday, Stan Laurel, folks. All right, Ocean's Pit next Thursday. We'll be at Mars in Lake Geneva. We're actually going to be at the Riviera Ballroom celebrating Mars' 100th anniversary. Don't forget, next Saturday we'll be at Taverna. Next Friday, back at Chicago Prime Steakhouse on the 23rd. 24th will be at Taverna on Division outside patio. It's going to be fantastic. And next Sunday, again, we'll be back at Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy for Sinatra Sunday. That's next Sunday on the 25th. And let's not forget Rosario's on Wednesday, the 28th in Roselle, and concert in the park in Lake Geneva on the 29th with my good buddy Bill Saratella. We're going to be with Mojo's Jukebox in Kenosha on July 2nd for the 4th of July weekend, and some more good stuff coming up. Let's not forget Mars, August 19th, Saturday at the actual resort. August 20th, we're going to be at the Forget About It Winery, Ocean's Rat Pack, with special guest Vince Amore as Tony Bennett. July 8th, we're going to the Getaway Lounge Restaurant in the French Country Inn, back in Lake Geneva. And then, of course, Taylor Street, Ron Onesti's Taylor Street Italian Fest. Friday, August 18th, we'll be there with the Main Event Band. Carlo, hey, buddy, tomorrow, Barry Manilow turns 80 years old. I love Barry Manilow. I mean, anybody that comes out with a Volume 3 greatest hits, there's not too many. And he's had some great songs. God, happy 80th to Barry Manilow tomorrow. Absolutely. Carlo, oh, you got it, buddy. I hope you're doing well with your gigs and stuff. Anyway, so let's get to some more stuff. We're running out of time, folks. The show's only an hour. God bless you, man. Today is the 25th anniversary for the NBA. Chicago Bulls won their last World Series Game 6, or their sixth ring, as you would say, on June 14th, 1998. It was very happy for a lot of people in Chicago, but it was not happy for me when my New York Knicks were destroyed. Came close, but for all you Bulls fans out there you go. Sandra, I hope to see you there too. All right, some interesting stuff about Dean Martin. You know what? Since we've only got 5 minutes left, I'm going to skip the Dean Martin stuff till Monday. Let's get right there, folks. I don't block numbers. I want you to know that I'm a phone call away and you still can't talk to me. I love that quote. Yeah, I don't block numbers. You got to love that, folks. All right, your body. I love this quote by the great. I used to watch Anthony Bourdain, great chef, author. I used to love his show, No More Reservations. Fantastic stuff. Of course, he committed suicide. Sad thing, but it was something that he said. His quote made a hell of a lot of sense. It says, "Your body is not a temple. It's an amusement park. Enjoy the ride." That's the same thing as there's so many different things. It's live your life, man. Go out and live. Look, I never thought that I'd be able to do this for my career for 30 years and still doing it full time. Uh, when I was in school, my teacher said I would amount to nothing because I didn't know anything. I didn't like anything. Music, that's all I wanted to be, a singer, a rock and roller at that time. That's all I wanted to be. But so live your life, folks. Live your life indeed. Look at this. Another guy, Daniel Perry, who was saving people in the subway. They're trying to indict him too now. It's going to be the point now that no one's even going to want to be help to try to help somebody if they see somebody in need. God forbid you do something wrong, you're going to get arrested or indicted or sued or whatever it is. There's not going to be other crooks who'll just keep taking over. I mean, Daniel Perry, come on, emo from New York, from Florida, sent this in. Daniel Perry trying to help people in the subway, and he gets indicted. And who's going to help? When we stop helping our neighbors, because God, it's like cops now. Sometimes you can't get in. Oh, you can't. Oh, wrong way. Touch this, that. You lose your job. I mean, it's nuts. Another great quote: 6 letters, 2 words, easy to say, hard to explain. Move on. Some people hold on to something that's bothering you. Move on. You got a beef. Move on. Life is too short. Keep holding on to that grudge and that anger and everything that's happening. Move on. Whereas it's just awful they indict that guy. Do you believe that, Kathy? That was horrible. Horrible what they did to that gentleman. Move on. And remember one thing, and especially when Sharice was watching, Faizani was on the show, she listens to her grandparents. She listens to her family. Because listen to this. When you're young and your grandparents or your parents tell you something about their history, you don't care because it doesn't intend you. It has nothing to do with you. But you're going to wish you wrote some of that stuff down that they told you because all that stuff comes back. It's always lessons that your grandparents and parents are trying to give you. Somewhere down the line, you're going to say, when I was growing up as a kid, forget what my parents say. And then when you get to a certain age, you realize that, man, everything they said made a lot of sense. Now, there's a serial killer out there, and Richard Hamlin posted this yesterday. There's a serial killer out there. 4 years it's been happening, folks. There's guys, single men, or I don't know, individual guys out there going to concerts, whether they're alone or they get caught, whatever it is. But there's another person that's disappeared, according to ABC, 26-year-old. He was at a King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard concert at the Salt Shed. Disappeared. You're going to find, like Richard said, you're going to find this guy buried and floating down a river. I mean, this guy's been doing this now for 4 years. You got to make sure that you go out and know your surroundings, man. Go and your surroundings. Yeah, Bronx Wander Saturday and Sunday is going to be good. I'm there Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun there, Albert. We lost a great actress. Glenda Jackson has passed away. Great actress she was in, folks. And one last thing I'm going to leave you with. 40% of people home, on the average, have $400 in their checking account. 40% of people. Some people have more, but some people even have less. It's a crazy world we live in, folks, and I'm going to tell you how crazy it is. Our President Joe Biden says he said yesterday, we're going to build a railroad from the Pacific Ocean to the Indian Ocean. This is our President of the United States. Just think about that for a little bit when you're in your day today. You can go broke. This is my advice to you as we say goodbye, folks. You can go broke and you can get money back, but you can't be fake. Then be real again. Always be real. They might not like you. They might not agree with you, but they know you're real. And I think that's so important in life. Be real. It's very important. Fake does not work, folks. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Let's get back to our sponsor, of course. Thank you, our good friends from Ace Hardware, Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, and Warrenville. Buy local, shop local, folks. They have got some great things happening here. Don't let's not forget. For Ace Hardware, exclusive 20% off any one regular priced item under $50 till June 19th. Check out the selection of rubs, sauces, and spices. Give Dad a gift of power and performance with the Sitho Power Tools. We have a large selection of Yeti coolers, tumblers, mugs. And don't forget, folks, Father's Day around the corner, we're offering a $10 bonus Ace gift card with the purchase of a $50 gift card. That's until June 19th. Father's Day, folks. Ace Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, and Warrenville. Remember, they've been helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. That's Ace Hardware, folks. Guys, hope to see you Saturday night at Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy with the main event band, Daryl Armanstad, Danny Ramundi, Tony Toto, Jerry Jams, and Christian Knievel. Again, the granddaughter of my first great superhero, Evel Knievel, and the daughter, of course, of the late, great Robbie Knievel. 8:30, that show is oshows.com. You guys remember a couple things. Buy local, shop local. Please remember to keep supporting local establishments and live entertainment. Very important. I want to thank Charisse Paisani for being on. 20-year-old lady, girl, in Chicago, singing, in Texas, going to school, or dreamed to become an actress, Broadway and theater and music and singing. And that's the future, man. That's the future. It makes people like us feel good in this because gotta live to your dream. Don't ever give up that dream. You guys have an incredible Father's Day, all you fathers out there, folks. That's right. The fathers, the stepfathers are very important too. And all the fathers up in heaven that are gone. The great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. God bless you all, folks. Have an incredible weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Same time, same station. It's Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. Nick Sahajas, the piano man. Take us out, Mob.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
God bless everybody. Have a great day.